Welcome to today's video. We'll explore why trying to build or rebuild credit for seniors is often unnecessary, risky, and time-consuming, and what safer alternatives you can use instead. We'll cover authorized user setups, oversight techniques to protect against scams, how to simplify payments, and when prepaid or secured cards might make sense. Let's get started. Here's our roadmap. First, we debunk the credit myth for seniors. Next, we present a safety-first structure using authorized user status. Then, we show a simple payment workflow, review reward trade-offs, and discuss alternatives like secured and prepaid cards. After that, we visualize the decision with diagrams, walk through action steps, test your understanding with a quiz, compare options side by side, and wrap up with key takeaways. For many families managing finances after a spouse passes, it may feel necessary to rebuild or replace credit lines in the senior's name. However, for individuals in their late 80s or 90s, a high credit score is rarely needed. They are typically not seeking mortgages or large credit lines. Additionally, banks often deny unsecured credit applications for seniors on fixed incomes. Instead of pushing for an independent new card, we can leverage safer structures that prioritize oversight and reduce risk. With that context, let's unpack the common credit myth. The common misconception is that an elderly person needs to build or rebuild a credit history. In reality, very advanced age seniors are not applying for mortgages or major lines of credit, so a high FICO score provides little practical benefit. Meanwhile, unsecured credit applications often get denied for fixed income applicants. Issuing a standalone card increases the risk of missed payments, forgotten due dates, and exposure to scams. The flowchart shows that when credit-like capability is needed, the best approach is typically to add the senior as an authorized user on a responsible family member's card, enabling oversight, alerts, limits, and safe payment routing from the senior's account. If independence is strictly desired, a secured card or a prepaid reloadable debit card can be considered, but authorized user status remains the path of least risk and complexity. Security must come first. As the primary cardholder or the person with power of attorney, you maintain full control with an authorized user setup. You can implement real-time transaction alerts, set strict spending limits, and freeze or unfreeze the card when necessary. Some issuers let you restrict categories or set location-based rules. Having all transactions appear on a single statement simplifies oversight and helps detect scams or unusual patterns early. This arrangement is far safer than distributing full card responsibility to a senior who may not consistently manage due dates or monitor statements. To simplify payments, configure autopay from the senior's bank account so the balance is cleared each month. This keeps interest charges at zero and ensures consistent on-time payments. Keep spending modest and well-monitored. Use a shared folder, email rules, or finance app to store receipts and reconcile the statement monthly. For larger expenses, document approvals and keep a brief note of purpose for transparency across family members and advisors. The sequence diagram demonstrates the flow from a purchase through real-time alerts, optional verification, adjustments to card limits if necessary, and auto-pay completion from the senior's account. Rewards can be tempting, but for seniors, everyday purchases, the marginal cashback benefit is often minimal. The additional complexity of managing multiple cards, tracking categories, or hitting minimum spends rarely justifies the risk of missed payments or application denials. Prioritize simplicity and safety over optimizing small rewards. When comparing an authorized user setup to opening a brand new primary credit card in the senior's name, the AU route offers superior oversight with alerts, limits, and centralized monitoring on a single statement. In contrast, new primary cards are often difficult to obtain for fixed-income seniors and introduce multiple due dates, greater organizational complexity, and more avenues for fraud. The authorized user model aligns with safety, simplicity, and practical access. This table summarizes 3 practical options. Authorized user status has the lowest approval difficulty and the highest oversight via alerts and limits. Secured credit cards require a deposit and introduce more complexity, with moderate oversight and exposure. Prepaid debit cards offer the lowest fraud exposure because available funds are capped. They are strong for daily purchases where hard limits are desired. This pie chart highlights where elderly cardholders face the greatest risk. Scams and phishing dominate, followed by missed payments, overspending or duplicate charges, and loss or theft. An authorized user setup with instant alerts, spending limits, and the ability to freeze cards quickly directly addresses these risk areas. Here are the steps to implement an authorized user setup with strong controls. First, pick a card issuer that supports real-time alerts and spending limits. Add the senior as an authorized user and request a separate card. Enable alerts for every transaction and configure conservative limits and any available category controls. Set up autopay from the senior's bank account to pay the full statement balance. Capture receipts in a shared folder and reconcile monthly. Consider freezing the card between uses if that suits your situation. For transparency, document larger purchases and share lightweight summaries with family members or advisors. This is a concise checklist you can follow. Add the senior as an authorized user. Enable real-time alerts. Set spending limits and category rules. Turn on autopay from the senior's bank. Keep a receipt log and reconcile monthly. Consider freezing the card between uses. And deploy a prepaid debit card for capped daily spending if needed. Quiz time. Question: what is typically the safest, simplest way to give a senior credit-like access while maintaining control? Options. A. Open a new unsecured primary credit card in the senior's name. B. Add the senior as an authorized user on a responsible family member's card. C. Focus on maximizing grocery category rewards with multiple cards. D. Use a payday loan for short-term needs. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is to add the senior as an authorized user. This structure provides real-time alerts, spending controls, and central oversight on one statement, which makes it both safer and simpler than opening a new unsecured primary card. Second question: which option provides maximum fraud protection by strictly limiting available funds? Options. A. Secured credit card. B. Prepaid, refillable debit card. C. Unsecured rewards card. D. Store-branded charge card. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is the prepaid, refillable debit card. These cards cap exposure to the funds loaded on the card, providing strong protection for day-to-day transactions. This flowchart starts with the question of whether you need to replace lost credit-like functionality. If yes, the recommended branch is Authorized User, which then highlights features such as alerts, spending limits, and autopay from the senior's account. If independence is strictly required, the chart branches to Secured Card or Prepaid Debit, noting their trade-offs. The diagram ends at a state focused on safety and simplicity. Here are the key takeaways. First, seniors at advanced ages rarely need new unsecured credit or to build credit. Second, an authorized user setup with alerts and limits is the safest and simplest structure. Third, enable autopay from the senior's bank to avoid missed payments. Fourth, do not chase marginal rewards at the expense of safety. Finally, consider prepaid debit to hard cap risk, while secured cards can satisfy independence, but at the cost of added complexity. In summary, default to the path of least resistance and maximum safety. An authorized user setup with rigorous oversight. Combine autopay, alerts, and spending limits to catch issues early. If independence is non-negotiable, a prepaid debit card is generally the safest alternative. Secured cards can work but add complexity. Avoid letting rewards optimization override safety and simplicity. Disclaimer: this video is educational and does not constitute legal, tax, or personalized financial advice. Card features, consumer protections, and power of attorney rules vary by issuer and by jurisdiction. Review relevant agreements and consult qualified professionals before implementing any strategy. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, please like the video, share it with someone managing a parent's finances, and subscribe for more practical guidance. In the comments, tell us which route you'll choose: authorized user, prepaid debit, or secured card, and why. Your experiences can help others make safer choices.